A few moons ago, the calendar of the planet Earth changed from 1999 to the year 2000. Although separated by imaginary lines, countries of all religion and race celebrated this wonderful epoch. Spiritually and emotionally, they all celebrated with music, the universal language. Music today should never be unappreciated, misunderstood, or underestimated. It has been so important to us since the beginning of time. Music has hidden power, a magic to invoke emotions, a mystery, for we have yet to understand its multidimensional capacity. Music can be complex and beautiful. Music is an avenue to exploring our imaginations. Sound is a force that literally binds the universe together. All of space and matter are made up of tiny vibrations. In the smallest particle of an atom, there is an even smaller vibrating string, vibrating at incomprehensible speeds, and tuned to specific notes, creating light and sound shadows that make up the appearance of our world and of the planets and stars. Music contains a magnetic force that compels us. Recent testing in public school proves the fact that kids who learn music show higher test scores in mathematics and other subjects. Throughout history, harmony and song have been a vehicle for people who have changed the world and uplifted us to higher consciousness. From Pythagoras to Mozart to the Beatles. But what if we take this knowledge farther and examine many uses of music, mathematics, music theory and its connection with color, healing, pyramids, and astronomy? Quadrivium. The word quadrivium means crossroads with a combined knowledge of four paths: geometry, arithmetic, music, and astronomy. Geometry. Dimensional. Number in space. Arithmetic. Abstract. Rhythm. Number in itself. Music. Harmonic, expressing relationships of pitch and time. Astronomy, cosmological number, expressing relationships between time and space. The true understanding of quadrivium has been lost in time. Until now. Coming up, we will be studying the harmony of all four of these usually unrelated subjects, along with many other fascinating brand new discoveries in physics, archaeocryptography, color in music, spirituality, and gematria.
You have the same root in fifth, lower the third, and you get minor. So this is just to show that thirds are very important in music theory. They're what create the major and minor chord. A minor key invokes sort of a sad emotion. You can definitely feel and hear that. Whereas major is happy. I started looking at music as being round, and and I saw it as being a cycle of notes repeating, so I thought of a mathematical sequence. Any major or minor scale is a 7-pointed star. This interval was outlawed, but this is what it sounds like. And I call it the pyramid chord. But the notes that are common, and when you connect the lines, create this shape. When I drew lines of all major thirds, so I went A, and what's the major third of A is C sharp, and the major third of C sharp is F. Major third of F is A. So I just connected the lines here, and here we have the shape of the triangle in the circle. E to G is a minor third. G to A sharp is a minor third. A sharp to C sharp is a minor third. From C sharp to E is a minor third. Creates a square, and again, you can go put it at any point on here, even with those fill-in notes, anywhere, and it's always going to be a square.
This is what I was trying to describe in the GeoMusic video part 1. Now in part 2 we can see how this works. It doesn't matter which note or note you start on, the shape remains the same in any key. The formula creates many interesting sacred geometry symbols, but there's a lot more to it. The intervals and the frequency and numbers of music and music theory are the same numbers found over and over at pyramids and sacred sites. And since the universe is made of vibrations, the ancient pyramid builders are sending an extremely complicated musical message that describes the inner workings of the universe itself. The code is a grid system of pyramids and sacred sites. Here is a rare photo of Carl Munck. Retired Air Force engineer Carl Munck is the man that discovered the code. The code proves that some unknown group of people, or possibly aliens from another world, mapped the entire planet Earth and placed markers, pyramids, stone circles, and earth mounds on certain energy spots in the world. The code grid system should not be confused with the Earth power grid advanced by Russian scientists and now being studied by Bruce Cathy, Beth Agins, and others. The code's exquisite math consists of thousands of equations. It proves a mathematical link between hundreds of pyramids. When you take the longitude and latitude of a pyramid and multiply and divide the numbers, the end result is a key number, such as 144, 288, 360, and on and on. These key numbers are found redundantly at all sites, in the location and in the construction itself of the monument. Example: the latitude of Stonehenge equals 21600. Stonehenge has 60 original stones multiplied by 360, a circle, equals 21600. The same number as its latitude, its location. The diameter of the moon is 2160 miles. One astronomical age is 2160 years. The number 2160 is also found at hundreds of sacred sites. There are thousands of these equations. More to come later in this video. One of the most interesting aspects of sacred sites is their correlation to astronomy. All sacred sites worldwide seem to have some sort of astronomical application, but full understanding of the purpose is still unknown. For instance, the pyramid complex at Giza seems to mimic the stars in Orion's belt. Stonehenge can predict lunar eclipses. Chaco Canyon, New Mexico contains the well-known spiral petroglyphs, which mark the cycles of both sun and moon. Sandstone slabs cast shadows of the late morning and midday sun to indicate both solstices and equinoxes. The Anasazi Indians of Chaco constructed a spiral rock carving. The spiral has 19 rings, marking a 19-year lunar cycle. Everything at Chaco Canyon is shrouded in mystery. Virtually nothing is known about the Anasazi Indians, except for they built the most sophisticated astronomical device of ancient days, then disappeared without a trace. Thousands of people completely vanished, just like the people of Easter Island in another part of the world. Were these people dimensional space travelers, leaving behind their knowledge of the stars? Countless sacred sites mark the time of equinox and solstice. The Kukulkan Pyramid, once a year at the time of the spring equinox, shows an amazing phenomenon of light and shadow. On March 21st, we can see the image of a glowing snake, Quetzalcoatl. The actual name Quetzalcoatl, converted to number, equals 153. You are about to witness extremely rare footage of an archaeoastronomy site here in Southern California. Hidden from the public and on property owned by NASA, I was able to videotape this special event.
Still quite a ways to go. That's the peak.
Sitting on top of one of the most sacred sites of the West Coast. Nicknamed Castle Peak because of its castle shape, this was the winter solstice meeting place for thousands of years. Tribes from hundreds of miles away in each direction all met here once a year in December. This was once the home of the Tongva Indians and the village of Humwan. In a secret location near here, they built California's analog to Chaco Canyon, New Mexico, a sophisticated archaeoastronomy device.
device.
A small Chumash Indian cave decorated with a depiction of the universe. During the time of the winter solstice, a light dagger appears on a series of concentric circles. On that exact day of the solstice, the light dagger reaches the center circle. This was filmed a few days before the solstice. When that first spire of light hit the circles, it had a profound effect on me. Everything around me seemed to turn into a dream. I felt like I just received a battery charge of some kind of foreign energy. Because I asked strange questions, I was banned from the site, which was already a secret location and extremely hard to get anywhere near there. What I want to know is, why did the natives need such an accurate astronomical device? Some say they needed to know the time of year in which to plant crops. That answer is unacceptable because the Chumash Indians were hunter-gatherers. They did not plant crops. Also, I would like to know, why does NASA own this property hidden in the mountains? And why is it such a big secret? The revolution period of Mars divided by the revolution period of Earth equals an interval in music called a major seventh. It is amazing to me that when dividing these two planets' diameters, I also got the same interval. It makes sense, and it seems logical. The universe is made of the same vibrations it harmonically displays. The harmonics of our solar system reflect the cyclical nature of vibration in atoms, and music plays a leading role. The international standard of tuning is 440 Hz equals the note A, set in stone by Johann Sebastian Bach. What happens, though, if we follow the ancients' teachings and retune the entire scale to 432?